Hi, today we're going to talk about the mindset of a bully. The mindset of a bully is very similar to the mindset of a criminal. If we were to examine the character of the most popular bully, Nelson Muntz, from The Simpsons, let's look at what behavior Nelson Muntz is doing. Nelson Muntz tells Milhouse and Bart Simpson, "Give me your lunch money. Give me your lunch money or I'll punch you." That's robbery, okay? That's robbery. I did my first robbery. I was arrested for my first robbery at 12 years old and got 6 months for it. It was Nelson Muntz, right? Okay. What else does Nelson Muntz do? He punches Bart Simpson and he punches Milhouse, right? He gives them wedgies, pushes them in the mud, and he beats them up. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting. He takes their own hand and punches them in the face with their hand, and he says, "Stop hitting yourself." Okay, that's assault. Assault and battery. That's a crime. And so is the robbery. Give me your lunch money. But it seems like a bully is a criminal in training, really. Like you wouldn't call prisoners bullying each other, but the bully behavior is there. A bully is a type of a criminal. There's a fine line between what the bully's doing and actual crime. And often they both overlap, okay? So bully behavior can easily become criminal behavior, and a bully usually, when things get serious, people call the police, the same people they call when crimes are committed. And the police, when they look at the bully, they don't look at bully behavior. They're looking for criminal behavior in the bully. Okay? So if the bully behavior is just name calling and insults, the cop is unable to do anything about it. Okay? The bully has to stray into criminal behavior, threats, physical abuse, or like Nelson, the robbery thing. Okay, so those are crimes. But the bully, I think the bullies, the criminals and the bullies, it's an overlapping, those are overlapping terms, okay? So why are there bullies? Why do bullies exist? Well, the bully's behavior is, the bully behaves a certain way because it's the easiest way for him to get what he wants. So what does that mean? Well, Nelson Muntz is bullying Milhouse for his lunch money. Give me your lunch money. Nelson can't get lunch money from his mom because his mom is a poor, drunk stripper, and she doesn't have any money, and they live very poor. So he can't get a job. He can't get the money from his mom, so he bullies. Okay? So also I feel like the bully who does it, okay, if you're a profit motivated bully, you're a criminal, right? Like you're robbing people, that's a criminal. But if you're doing this type of behavior just for fun, if you want to say, put that word, if you're just doing it for kicks, then you're getting a feeling that's rewarding that you're not getting anywhere else in your life, right? So most likely the bully is not excelling in school or not doing well at work and not getting the, hey, you're doing good job, good reviews, good, he doesn't have a good reputation. And so he's getting a sense of power and control, a feeling of superiority in that bully behavior. So bullies exist because they're getting something out of it. And it's easier to get this something as a bully than they may not get those things at all otherwise, okay? So that's a peek into why these bullies even exist at all, okay? The method of the bully is this, okay? Bullies go around poking. There's a group of people in a school or a workplace or just anywhere, and they go around poking. They start messing with people, right? And they are hoping to get a response that is satisfying. If they bully and then they get pushback, right? Like hey, don't mess with me, or hey, don't do that again, right? If you're pushing back, they go, hey, I'm just kidding. Why are you all overreacting? Hey, I'm just messing around, hey, don't get so serious. They're not going to mess with that guy again because he reacted appropriately to the bullying. But when they poke someone with a jab like that, and there's no defensive behavior, or there's either avoidance behavior or retreat or pretending it's not happening, that type of behavior makes the bully want you even more. There's a weird relationship between the sadist and the masochist, almost like they find each other or seek each other out. I can't explain it because I'm not either one of them. I never took joy in abusing others. I would be frustrated or angry and do it, or I would be profit motivated to do it. Like, okay, doing a crime, sometimes people get hurt, and sometimes you have to be a bully or a thug, but I never did it just for kicks. So I can't really explain deeper than that, but some people are sick in the head and they enjoy that behavior. They enjoy inflicting pain on others. So you need to know that those people exist and they're not rare, they're everywhere. And so, wrap your mind around that idea for a moment. There are people in the world, numbering in the millions, who take pleasure in hurting other people. And they don't need a good reason, they'll just make up a reason. They don't need any reason. They like to torture other people. They like to hurt other people. It's their kicks, okay? So it's a maladaptation of the brain. It's a mental disorder, I believe. It's certainly not healthy, okay? So bullies will poke at many people. Poke. And then when you react in a position of strength, hey, don't talk to me that way. They're going, hey, I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up. Yeah. you poked the bear. Now the bear came up. No, what's the matter, bear? I didn't. Yeah, you thought I was a panda bear. No, I'm a grizzly bear. You got a choice. You could be a panda bear. Oh, that's chewing on your bamboo when the bully comes. Or you could be a grizzly bear saying, no, not today. No. Okay? Okay. When they get a response that is satisfying, they will keep attacking. Okay? That's their thing. Okay? If you don't defend yourself, if you retreat, if you get over emotional, okay? Right? If you start crying, if you start panic attack, all of that stuff, I don't know. That is only going to make things worse. I promise you. Okay? Because the bully doesn't respect any form of weakness at all. Okay? He's the kind of kid who pulls wings off of flies and tortures small animals. If something's weak, he feels it's his right and his joy to torture it. So don't be weak. Okay? Don't be weak. And, you think, Alex, you don't even know me. I'm weak because of this and that and that. Well, you know what? There are little chihuahuas, right? That are terrifying. And they'll fight you, okay? There's a 30-pound pit bull that will kill almost any man, okay? 30-pound versus 200-pound man, and the pit bull will win. Why? The man's smarter. The man's bigger and stronger. The pit bull has a mental attitude of, not today, man. You're not messing with me. He's the pit bull. And if you notice, a pit bull is often the image of aggression, right? Right? So, do you know what a honey badger is? Okay, you know what a regular badger is, right? It's this marmot type of an animal. It really don't have great defenses. The honey badger has claws and teeth. But you know what he has that's so scary? His attitude of, you want to mess with me? He'll eat a cobra. He'll bite a snake, a poisonous snake, and he'll just kill it. And he's fast, and he's mean, and he doesn't give up. Animals have learned to stay away from the honey badger. And he's got such a sweet name, huh? Honey badger. Come here, cute honey badger. No. Compared to a regular badger, he's the Mike Tyson of badgers, okay? He's not to be messed with. So he earned that reputation of, bloody, don't mess with the honey badger, okay? So you have to learn how to defend yourself. You have to, okay? Physically and verbally, okay? Because that's all a bully's going to respect is physical strength and verbal strength, okay? If the bully finds you in a position where you're not willing to defend yourself, he's like, all right, it's time to play. So you have to do this, especially you, because you're watching this video. See, not everyone has to take self-defense class, but the victim of a bully does, for sure. I mean, it's almost what self-defense class is for. If you're not getting picked on, you might not need a self-defense class, although I would recommend it anyway, because what makes you bully-proof, huh? Is it just that you haven't met a bully recently, or that, what makes you bully-proof? I think everyone gets bullied, okay? And I don't know anyone. Okay, it's harder to bully some people than others. But everyone gets poked. Remember what we talked about, the bullies poking? I get poked. I'm not immune to the poke. I have to react in a strong way, or the poking becomes full-on bully behavior. Okay? So no one's immune to that. Okay? Everyone is getting poked. Okay? By a bully. Okay? So you have to learn how to defend yourself. So what I want you to do is find a martial arts class and join it. Just Google in your area, martial arts classes near me, and then you can decide which one is right for you. Boxing is fantastic. If you learn boxing, I mean, all it is some footwork, some blocks and parries, and then 6 punches. But it's much more than that. It's combinations, and it's tactics, and it's strategies, and it's cardio, and it's watching professional boxers and going, oh, I see why he's doing that. Watching amateur boxers and going, oh, he's wide open for a punch. Watching the result of fatigue in a fight, and what is the consequences of getting hit. I mean, you're going to feel, right now, you might be terrified of getting punched in the face. But you go take a boxing class, and then they have a pound of pillow on the hands, okay? A 16-ounce boxing glove weighs a pound, right? So there's pillows. So then you're not going to freak out and fall apart if you get punched, okay? You're going to learn how to take a punch, okay? But you'll also learn how to avoid punches. I mean, that's most of it, is just avoiding punches. And then the other part is landing some good punches on your own. Learning distance, pacing, and combinations, okay? That's just boxing. There's some terrific martial arts out there, and MMA and jiu-jitsu and wrestling. There's all sorts of self-defense classes you can take. You gotta take one of them if you want to solve your bully problem. If you're serious, I mean, you're serious enough to buy this video, go take a martial arts class, okay? You're gonna fall in love with it, because now every week, every month, you're like, I did learn. I think I can take Nelson Mudd's. Nelson better be nice to me. I might take his lunch money. No, you are not a bully. Don't be a bully. Don't be a victim. That's number 1. That's the first rule. But number 2 rule is don't you be a bully either, okay? Because the best place I've ever been in my life was when no one was bullying me, and I was not hurting anyone else. That's the best life you could live, okay? So, yes, go take a self-defense class. As for the verbal defense, all of these videos on this series are giving you helpful tips on how to defend yourself verbally, okay? Okay, let me explain to you a concept, okay? How did I survive in prison and jail? I did 10 years in jails, and I did 10 years in prisons, okay? How did I survive? I'm not a giant guy, and I'm not in a gang, and how did I survive? Okay, I'm going to explain to you the concept. Let's say there's 2 robbers on the prison yard, and these 2 guys, they rob people for their commissary. So what they do is this. They watch the inmates go up to the commissary window with their laundry bag, which is empty. And then through the window of the commissary, they're putting soups, candy bars, potato chips, soda, things like that. They're putting it into the bag, okay? And then, just like a Santa Claus bag, they put the bag on the back, and now they have to walk it to their cell. They have to walk across the prison yard with this bag full of probably like $100 or $200 worth of food. Not just food, shampoo, soap, all sorts of toothpaste and things like that, okay? So they're carrying all this valuable stuff, vulnerable as hell, going across the prison yard. And so how is the best way to do this? And what the two robbers, they're going to rob someone today, right? That's for sure. But it was never me, even though my bag was big. Okay, here's why. Because every day they saw me on the yard, on the prison yards, they often have a big heavy bag, a punching bag, and you go check out some boxing gloves. And every day I'm punching this bag. I'm getting in the hot desert sun. Bah, 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 bah. And I'm in fighter shape, and I work out every day, every day. And people go, why do you work out every day? You don't take a day off? Well, does the robber take a day off? He's not taking a day off. I need to be in fighting shape. I'm in prison, okay? I mean, as soon as I get to jail, the first day, I'm already doing my push-ups. I'm already starting my physical, my workout routine. Why? Because I'm in a place full of robbers and murderers and terrible rapist people. And I need to be fit to protect myself. Otherwise, I'm going to get robbed. So the two robbers, they that's their thing. They're going to rob someone of their canteen. They're looking at who's going to the window, and they're sizing them up. And, there's probably a conversation like this. What about Alex? He's got a big bag. Yeah, but he works out every day, and, he has some friends that, he does have, he's not in a gang, but he does have some, there's going to be someone easier in 5 minutes. If you just wait. Someone who doesn't work out. Someone who plays pinochle all day. Or Dungeons and Dragons. Or someone who never comes out of their cell because they're kind of scared. Or someone who is just... yeah. So they're waiting for the slowest rabbit they can find. They are coyotes. And they're watching the rabbits. And this rabbit who's fast, he doesn't have to be the fastest. I wasn't the strongest person in prison, but I was not the weakest. And that's the point I'm trying to make, is that when the coyote makes his choice, he's always going to choose the easiest target. Always, always. If you're going to do a burglary, right? Are you going to burglarize the home of a police officer who's got bars on his window and security lights and are you going to burglarize that house? Or are you going to burglarize the house of the guy who doesn't even lock his door? He just trusts everybody and just leaves it unlocked, and oh no, I trust people, and his head's in the clouds, not aware of his situation of vulnerabilities. Which one are you going to burglarize? Okay, so a position of strength, there's less vulnerabilities there. And you don't have to have a completely bully-proof profile, but you have to be less of a victim than the people around you, okay? And that is always changing, okay? I cannot just sit down. Okay, today, let's say there's someone weaker than me on the prison yard. He's going to get robbed today, okay? They're going to come up to him and they're going to say, give us your bag right now. We're going to beat you up. And they're going to just take it from him. and it happened, so he's ashamed, he's confused, he's frightened, he feels like crying. None of that. I'm not doing none of that. No, I will fight you. I will fight you. You're not taking my canteen. Okay? I don't care if there's 10 of you, I'm fighting. That's the prison way. It's not going to happen. Okay? So, the law of the bullies is that I'm looking for the easiest target. Okay? Always the easiest target. I'm not looking for someone who's going to fight back or make my bullying very difficult. Okay? Okay, so the slow rabbit is always safer than the slowest rabbit. Okay? But that changes because today the slowest rabbit got eaten by the coyote. So he's gone. So who's the slowest rabbit tomorrow? The slow rabbit. So you have to constantly be improving your fitness, your self-defense methods, your mental strength, okay? Remember this. I want you to say this to yourself. You suffer from depression? Do you? Do you suffer from anxiety, bipolar, OCD? Where you getting crazy thoughts and I sometimes just want to cry. Well, guess what? The bullies are looking for that because you're having a mental crisis and they're able to come right in and exploit your weakness. So my advice is get it together up here. You have to be strong here, okay? Get it together. Because that's not allowed. The bullies are looking for mental weakness. And if you're sitting over there crying for who knows why, you're attracting them. If you look confused, afraid, talking to yourself, the weirder you are, the more bullies are coming in. Because weird is not strong. Weird is weird. Weird is something's going on and you gave them a great reason to come over and mess with you. You gave them a great reason to come over and pick on your weird behavior, okay? Okay. We already examined the most common typical bullies and their generic motives in the 11 different videos I made on the 11 types of bullies, okay? So if you need further insight into the mind of a bully, watch those 11 videos. Nice guys finish last. You've heard that, right? Nice guys finish last. What does that mean? There's no nice in nature. There's no nice. There's always a trade-off, okay? So you may see a pack of dogs, right? And one gets a hunt, right? And let's say a lion, forget the dogs. Let's say a lion takes down an antelope, right? And then the lion shares that kill with the rest of his tribe, right? So you might say, well, then the lion is nice. He's nice. He's sharing. No, he is part of a team, and the team shares its collective kills. So, because today he got lucky and got a kill, so they all got fed. But tomorrow, the next lion may get a kill, and now he gets the benefit of that kill. So it's a trade-off. But the problem with nice is that you have to... it's against natural order of things for you to give something